Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous Return from Beagle Point. Today's topic of discussion will be the satisfaction of getting things done. There we go. The satisfaction of getting things done in the way that you want them to be done. Not surprisingly, that's a very happy thing to have happen. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and... Nice, I don't even have to do that. We're going to go ahead and welcome all the new viewers who are just joining the journey right now. The purpose of all of this has been to increase our exobiology rank to the elite status, as well as hopefully make enough money to buy a fleet carrier. And then at some point we'll take all of our ships out into the black and have a lot of fun with that. We do have a cycle of operations that we typically tend to do. We hop into a system, pop the discovery scanner, check the full spectrum system scanner, and then if there are a sufficient number of bodies, we'll go ahead and do a full-on scan of the system to see if there are any biological signatures. So that's kind of what we do. Unfortunately, I have been having an issue trying to get the galaxy map. Trying to get the galaxy map to... Can I... Oh, because it... Oh, let me fix my joystick there. All right. Having the galaxy map to actually route my next set of routes, it seems to have this problem where it's stuck being unable to do any kind of routes, and I'm hoping it's just because of the system that I was in, but I don't know. And honestly, this is the last jump that we have in our current route. So I'm hoping that when we hop into this system, we'll be able to hop back into the system map and then try to kind of route our way out of here. I'm not sure what's going on. It's been quite annoying, but I'm hoping that it's going to end up being fixed here in a second when we hop in here, finish our fuel scooping operation, and then do our galaxy map stuff here. So let's get in here. Too many bodies to do a full-on scan. I do an arbitrary limit of about 15 just to balance the, stopping to scan to find stuff versus actually making some distance in our journey so it doesn't take us a whole year to get back. So let's get out of that. Let's hop back into the galaxy map and see if maybe now I can actually get a route out here somewhere. Let's pick that one. Yeah, this is what I've been running into. It's only 6,000 light years away, but for whatever reason, it's really struggling. It's really struggling hard. And like the star density here is such that I shouldn't have to be really worrying about this. This is getting kind of annoying. And it just will not route. It will not route. 2,000 light years away. Like what does it want from me that it will not allow me? Yeah, okay. Come on. Yeah, see? Look at this. This is ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. I have 20 kilolight year route options, and it will not allow me... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I was trying to... It will not allow me to get a decent... to get a route. And I'm becoming very annoyed with this because it's super frustrating. Yeah, 600. I don't know what's going on here that I can't get a route. Oh, a permit is required. Why is there a permit required? There was no permit required to come back over this way. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Okay, that's strange. 12,000 light years away. Am I going to be able to get this now? Okay, so it was trying to take me through some kind of permitted space, and maybe I guess that's why it couldn't get me a route then. It would have been nice if it had told me that was the problem. Okay, so we have a good 190 jumps now. Unfortunately, because we're having to avoid that, we're having to go off course just a little bit, but it's not too bad. All right, so I guess we'll continue on with our journey then. So anyways, so this is the cycle that we typically tend to do. Hopefully we'll find some biology as we go. As I said, the topic of discussion for today is the satisfaction of actually getting something done the way you wanted it to be done. So to talk about this requires a little bit of backstory. For those of you who don't follow the series, I do live full-time in my travel trailer. Unfortunately, I'm not at the point where I'm actually able to travel yet. I need a mobile source of income to be able to make that work, but I'm working on it, trying to get there. And as I'm living in my travel trailer, I'm trying to do little projects here and there to get it ready for, living on the road. And that requires doing little tasks here and there, little projects, little improvements to the trailer. I've done a bunch of different things, including installing a really nice inverter setup and some lithium-ion batteries. I need several more batteries, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I don't have nearly enough capacity for the amount of electricity that I use. But obviously that's one of those things that I'm going to have to do over time because the batteries are very expensive. That said, one of the things that I wanted to figure out was my sewer system, because in all of their... All right, so what I have is you can look up the model. I have a 2019 Winnebago 29 DDBH travel trailer. It is a 34-foot travel trailer that has a bunk bed area in the back, you can look up that model if you want to see more about what it is. But the reason I bring all of that up is that in their infinite wisdom, Winnebago decided that they were going to have two separate drain outlets, but they were going to locate them within a couple of feet of each other. I have absolutely no idea what the thought process was to not just make it so that one line connected to the other and you just had one outlet that everything could come out of. But for whatever reason, they decided to do it that way. I'm assuming it's because they wanted to, encourage you to purchase more RV products, but I don't know. But the point is that I have two of these drain outlets that go out of my trailer within within like 2 feet of each other, and there's different tanks for each of the outlets. So one of the outlets has my toilet and a gray water tank, and the other one just has a gray water tank. And the problem is that some of I need to have both of them running to be able to use my trailer continuously without having to do a bunch of going out and swapping back and forth between the hose, because the way it works right now is I have to go out and move the drain hose from one outlet to the other to be able to drain different parts of the trailer. So I think my kitchen sink goes to one tank and my shower goes to a different tank, and then my bathroom sink goes to one of the two tanks that I just mentioned. So I can't, without having multiple hoses attached to the trailer, I have to go and move them back and forth so that I can drain everything and not have it all back up and fill up into the sinks or the shower or whatever like that. So yeah, kind of in an irritating situation. So what I came up with is I kind of, I don't want to say custom made, because I didn't really custom make anything, but I bought some parts to configure in a custom way to make it so that I could have both of those drains kind of connect together to one outlet, and then have the hose, the one hose that I've been using take the drain for both of the outlets and then go to the ground drain where it goes into the sewer system for the city and all of that stuff. Kind of a gross topic. I know that most people don't want to talk about sewer systems, but it's something that's been bothering me for a while. And what I came up with is I have this tee that I purchased, the sewer tee that I purchased, and some adapters that will change it from an RV sewer connector to the standard sewer tee that I had. And that made it so that I could connect the tee to my RV in a very natural way, and connect the other hose. I bought another like really short sewer hose to connect from the tee to the other sewer outlet on the trailer. I know it's probably going to be hard to visualize if you don't have any idea what I'm talking about. Suffice it to say, I've made it so that I have both of my outlets connected via a T into one hose. One hose that's going to the drain, which is, the best way you want it to go. And it's just really nice because the way I put it together, for whatever reason, finally, if it just kind of worked. I didn't have to do a bunch of crazy fixing things or adjusting things. It all just kind of worked the first time. I didn't have to do. If you've listened to any of my previous videos, especially on this particular video series where I just kind of talk about random stuff, you know that I struggle a lot with dealing with projects and things like that, because it always seems like whenever you're working on something, a bunch of different irritating random things just pop up to get in your way and make things harder, make things take longer, and it's just super frustrating. And it was a very pleasant surprise to be able to just kind of do the project, order all the parts, do the little extra things that I knew I was going to have to do, and not have any random crazy stupid things pop up and get in my way and make life harder. So it's super. And the biggest reason why I'm having this this feeling of accomplishment is what I'm kind of getting to, is that the part itself, the part that I created, actually looks like something you might buy off of Amazon or something like that. It doesn't look like janky or half-assed. It looks like a nice professional product, something that I would look online, and if I saw it and I was like, oh, I want that, I would pay for that. So it was just kind of a cool thing that made it so that I was able to kind of combine all of I was able to come up with an idea in my head, find the parts to make the idea, and then the execution of the idea was such that I'm extremely proud of the product that I created, because it makes it so that it doesn't look like it's some kind of, jury-rigged solution. It looks like it's actually some kind of a professional solution that like somebody who knows what they're doing came up with. So, I'm bringing it up not because I want to toot my own horn, because it's mostly a luck that it just kind of came out that way. Well, I don't know. I guess I can't say it was totally luck that it came out that way. I think I had a solid plan, and then my plan was simple enough that there were a limited number of things that could have gotten in the way and made it harder. So, regardless, the point is not so much a sense of pride, like, oh, look at me, I did something really cool. It's more because I want to convey to you guys, especially the male side of my audience, which is the vast majority of you guys, is that one of the biggest things that you can have in your life is to have something that you do that makes you feel like you accomplished something. And few things for a man are more satisfying than coming up with a plan for something, executing that plan, and having that plan work out exactly the way that you wanted it to. It's so satisfying when you get to the end of something like that, and it looks, especially when it looks even better than you thought it was going to look, or the result is even better than you thought the result could have been. When I finished with it, and it was all put together. It didn't really take me that long to do. I don't want to say finally, but when I put it together, and, oh, here we go, biological 5, and it's only 362 light seconds away. We're definitely going after that. When I finished it and set it down and looked at it, and there were no weird-looking artifacts in it or things that just really stood out as something that was unappealing to look at. When I looked at it and I was finished with it, and it looked all nice and pretty and just really nice. And it's a sewer outlet, so how nice can it look? But the point is it looked really good, for what it is. And it's super satisfying when you're able to just do something like that, and it just kind of works. No drama, no fuss. Oops. No drama, no fuss, no muss. Just comes together with no problems, and it's just fine. And if I know most of you have no idea about all of the stuff that I've had to deal with trying to make things work. I'm one of those people for whom it always seems like it always seems like my projects are fighting against me, trying to make it harder, trying to irritate the hell out of me. And it's nice for once to just come up with a plan for something and actually have that plan go from 0 to all the way done with 0 issues, with 0 drama, having it go exactly the way that I wanted it to go. I mean, I had a big smile on my face yesterday for a good portion of the day, just because I was able to take something that was in my mind and create it in reality and have it work exactly the way I wanted it to. Now, that being said, it wasn't a perfect situation. I had to wait until today to put it on and actually try to test it, because I had to wait for the glue that I used to put it all together to dry. The piece itself is super solid. The piece that I made absolutely has no problems at all. However, the hose that I need to connect to that piece, the clamp for that, the part there, there's a twist on thing that RV sewer things have, and the twist on part for the hose that I already had before I started this project, it doesn't clamp on tight enough to prevent leaking. And obviously for something, for a sewer hose that is going to have human waste coming out of it, you don't want any leaking. You don't want any leaking at all. So, you know, it's not a hard solution. I'm gonna order another gasket to kind of force in there, and hopefully the additional thickness of the gasket in that little part when I clamp it on should seal it all up and make everything fine. Alioida, fungoida, stratum. Okay. So the alioida is everywhere. Definitely want to go after the stratum. So we'll go after the stratum, and hopefully we'll find tussock and the alioida right there. We'll probably ignore the fungoida. Hopefully we'll find the bacterium, and we'll see how that goes. So, you know, it's not 100% sunshine and rainbows. You know, there's always going to be some kind of a small problem, but in this case, the vast majority of the process turned out to be exactly what I wanted. And I'm just, you know, it's super thrilling and exciting and satisfying to, you know, work on a project like that. As simple as it was, sometimes it's the simple stuff that really just goes out of its way to make your life difficult. For example, today my project was to replace some lights in my trailer, because the trailer came with these touch sensor lights, which were fine when the trailer was brand new and everything worked the way that it was supposed to. Not so fine when the sensors on those are starting to go out, and I have some lights that either are really difficult to turn off, or just I have one light that just will not turn off at all, and it like dimmed out. Like it's a really dim light, but it won't turn off either. So it's just constantly on all the time. So we bought some direct replacement mechanical switch lights to put in there. They look exactly the same, except instead of a sensor, they just have a mechanical push button in the middle of the little circle light, and they work great. I have one above my head right now. I'm able to push it and turn it on and turn it off right now. Love the lights, but the process of switching those out, despite the fact that it's 2 wires per thing, it's just there were a bunch of extra little stupid irritating things that decided they were going to get in my way while I was trying to get all of that done. Primarily getting the wires out was a little bit difficult, because the holes where the wires were coming out were pretty small, and the twisty clamps that they had on the original ones are pretty thick, so they're just kind of hard to get out of the hole. So that's one thing. And then getting the wires out of them were a little bit difficult. And then I also had to remove my microwave to get to one of them, because the way they installed the lights were such that I wasn't able to. Oh. Okay, hold on. Got to find a landing spot here. I am using just my keyboard right now. I've gotten kind of tired of using my joystick, so I got to get used to flying on the ground with the keyboard again. So I ended up having to remove my microwave to get to one of the lights, and you know, it's just a bunch of little irritating things like that continue to pop up whenever you're doing any kind of a project like that. And it only serves to highlight and reinforce how exciting it was for me to do a project and have it just turn out right the first time with no additional drama or irritation or any of that stuff. It was really nice. I think that's the alioida, actually. So let's see if we can find a couple more of the stratum here. Stratum limaxus. So that's not the tectonicus, which means we're not going to get the 90 million credits for that. It's going to be significantly less, because the tectonicus is really what we're looking for. but that's all right. So we'll go this way. I don't think that's going to be far enough away. Get my... Okay. I had to, Ow. Wasn't there, I could have swore I just saw a stratum on the ground over here, but whatever. It's fine. We'll go to this guy here. Can we land, please? There we go. All right, so we'll grab this guy here. We'll go a little further, grab another one, and then we'll start grabbing the Alioida there. Then ideally, we'll be able to find the tussock all kind of in the same area, because it looks like the tussock's pretty close by too. So we need one more of those. Then we can start working on the Alioida. So future plans include trying to get, trying to get more batteries. I'd like to increase the number of batteries that I have. I would like to get a composting toilet so that I don't have to worry about emptying out my black tank. I can just it's legal to dump compost into any dumpster because it's not considered human waste anymore. It's been turned into compost. So that'll be a nice thing. And then I'm also considering stealing a note from the sailing community's book and installing a water maker, which I know sounds weird, but I figure if a water maker can turn the gross seawater into pure drinking water, it can turn our gray water back into pure drinking water. And I have to imagine it would be a much cleaner and easier process. So it'll make it so that we could be totally self-sufficient from a water standpoint for a very long time, because we're not having to dump a bunch of water into a black tank, and we're also not having to dump a bunch of water out, having to drain a bunch of water for showers and things like that. We can just use the water maker to turn all of our used water back into clean water. And then if we want to go boondocking somewhere for extended periods of time, we don't have to worry. We don't even have to worry about going to get water, because the vast majority of the water that we'll be using will be water that we are just recycling from what we've been using. So that's the theory, anyways. I don't know if there's any reason why that wouldn't work. I have to imagine that the taking water that has only been marginally messed with, i.e. maybe it has some detergent or soap or whatever in it. I have to imagine running that through a reverse osmosis filter will probably take out all of that stuff, and then you'll be able to get it done. But I don't know. Maybe the soap is too small for the reverse osmosis filter to grab. I don't know. I have to imagine that, seawater is pretty disgusting, and if the water makers that they use for that can work for that, I have to imagine that they could work just fine for turning, gray water back into fresh water. I can't think of any reason why that wouldn't work. Let me know in the comments if you know any better, but I don't think so. So that's one project that we want to get done. We also want to install solar on the roof. Is there a... There's some grass over here. We also want to install a bunch of solar on the roofs, get a solar setup so that we can have virtually unlimited electricity. But as a power user, we're definitely going to need to install, pretty much cover the entire roof with solar. So it's an expensive project that we're going to have to save up for. And you know me. I'm not at a stage in my life where money's easy to come by, so it's going to be one of those things, and it's just going to take a while. But we'll get there someday, and hopefully get on the road. Figure out some kind of a mobile income and get that going, get on the road, go see things, maybe start a travel channel to hopefully grow that into something that helps pay for our journeys and, all that kind of stuff. That's the idea anyway. We'll see if it actually happens. Okay, just looking for some more of the tussock. Right here. That landed kind of... I wasn't expecting the landing there. Okay, so we'll grab this here, get one more after that, and then we can do the bacteria, because the bacteria is pretty easy too. The high contrast against the ground is pretty nice. Obviously, we still need to get a generator. Having a gasoline generator is a must. I mean, I don't even necessarily need it to be a gasoline generator. I'd actually kind of prefer a diesel one if that was something that was, you know, more accessible and affordable than it is. Because my truck is a diesel truck, and if I can just have, you know, if I could just have a diesel generator, then I don't have to have a separate gas option. But anyways, that's one of those things that's like, I don't know. Get this guy here. And then let me pop up when we're done here, and I'll see if there's bacteria nearby. For some reason I thought I saw bacteria right next to here, but I guess not. Alright, that's fine. We'll hop back into the ship. We'll find 3 of the bacteria here. That will be 4 out of the 5 species, I believe, because we had the Tectonicus there, the Alioida there, the Tussock here, and then we'll have the bacteria. And the only thing we'll be missing is only thing we'll be missing is the Fungoida. Okay, so here's a bacteria that we can do. Grab that real quick. Kind of weird that it's in this little hole here, though. You usually find it on very, very flat surface. Not a fan of the fact that it does that. Alright, cool. Let's get back over to the ship. Find 2 more of those. Bacterium aurosis teal. Oh, didn't respawn fast enough. There we go. Alright. Okay, get this done. 2 more to go. Just gotta keep an eye out for gray patches. Over here. Oh, I saw a little bit of blue. Drop off here, grab this guy, run over a little bit more, get 1 more done, and then we can be done for today. I'm just really glad I was able to figure out that map situation. It was super frustrating trying to get it to route somewhere and, you know, not realize it should really tell you that when it says route unavailable, and it should tell you why the route is unavailable, because like there was no way for me to know that without plotting a route that was right in the area that I was trying to go, that it was trying to route me through. If I hadn't moved in and tried to do something much, much closer, then I never would have realized that there was an area that I needed a permit for. I think the whole permit thing is pretty stupid for regions. Like, I can understand specific star systems requiring a permit, but I struggle with this idea that they're going to put permit required for remote regions of space. Like, seriously, come on. All right, so let's get this guy over here. Come on. There we go. All right, so anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member if you'd like to support the work that I'm doing here, or you can just press that thanks button if you just enjoyed this video and want to support the one. And then be sure to come back for the next video. We've got a lot more to come. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you for the next one.